without a doubt, the most intriguing matchup, in my opinion, of Week 5 is Utah State going on the road to take on Vanderbilt. Vanderbilt 4-0, Utah State 3-1. Uh, it's going to be a battle of the quarterbacks. Diego Pavia has been tearing it up at Vanderbilt the past two seasons thus far. Bryson Barnes is looking great this season. Both dual threat quarterbacks. Both extend plays however they can, and have solid playmakers around them. Defensively, Vanderbilt, stingy defensive team. The Commodores do not give up that many points, and when they do, they're outscoring you by 50 or 60 points. Utah State, their defense has improved. They look good at times. They get enough stops. They get some turnovers just to help out the offense on their possessions, keeping the ball. It's a 10:45 Mountain Time game. It's going to be on the SEC Network. Utah State 3-1, Vanderbilt undefeated 4-0. Pavia's looked terrific thus far this season. 890 yards, 8 touchdowns. He has 2 picks. He leads the Commodores in rushing yards with 215. He has a rushing touchdown as well. And from there, you got a mix of guys at the running back position. Cedric Alexander, McLean Young. Of course, his favorite target is Eli Stowers, who came with him over from New Mexico State a couple of seasons ago. He has 233 receiving yards thus far. Nick Rinaldi and Miles Capers, leading in sacks right now for the Commodores. We're talking about a team that's putting up 49 points per game through the first 4, 100 first downs. Stopping them on the offensive side, it's gonna be a tough task no matter who they play this season. As for the Aggies, they look good against UTEP. Took a loss to Texas A&M on the road, but they come right back. They handle Air Force with ease. Their best game last weekend against McNeese. That game was pretty much done by halftime. So far they have a pretty good resume to show that they can score some points. This is their first, I think, true test. I think this is a much more difficult task than Texas A&M was on the road. Vanderbilt's a no-nonsense team that looks to put you out of it early. I think both these teams are set up so similar offensively that it's gonna be it's gonna be a shooter. I think it could be a real high-scoring game. Defense is gonna be the key in this one. I favor Vanderbilt's defense by getting some stops, maybe forcing some turnovers. It's be interesting to see what the Aggies defense can hold up if they can limit Pavia to a degree. Vanderbilt opens up at 22.5 point favorites. The over-under on this game is 59.5. I think it's going to be a high-scoring game. This is Utah State playing a ranked team, 18th in the country right now. If they could put on a good showing here, you really feel confident that there may not be too many teams at all that can mess with them in Mountain West play. I know the quarterbacks are both going to try and do everything they can to win this game, and their teams are going to rely on them heavily, but I think it's going to be who establishes the running game more effectively through their trio of running backs. If they can allow their quarterbacks to take some of the pressure off them, just require them to make some good reads downfield and just make it a grinded out running game, relying on your defense to come up with some big stops. I'm not sure Utah State right now is anywhere near Vanderbilt's league. Completely different ballparks here, but I think they could keep it close for a little bit. I just feel like Vanderbilt's one of the best teams in the country for sure, and I don't, I wouldn't be surprised to see them pull away from this. Definitely in the second half. That's when they're known to really turn it on another gear and separate themselves from everyone they faced this year. Certainly a great way to start your morning of matchups. Utah State going on take on Vanderbilt. It's a 10:45 Mountain Time game on the SEC Network. Be sure to check that one out.